Welcome everyone to another episode of Speedrunning SC2. We are currently on an insane win streak. Our MMR is the equivalent of rank 12 GM. Sadly, the jump to rank 10 is a little bit big. I need about 100 more MMR, but let's begin. Alright, first game of the day is a 6-3 Protoss. Actually, this is one of my competitors, guys. I think he might be rank 10. Alright, we got Protoss ourselves. It's going to be a very, very tough one. Now, to be honest, I only know one cheese against Protoss for now. I used to know how to cannon rush quite well, but cannon rushing is very map dependent. So, you know, I would have to know in advance where I could cannon rush here, and I'm not confident enough to find the spot right away, and it would look incredibly silly. I think there's also another cheese that they do sometimes, which is 2-gate proxy with a forge, and then you kind of cannon rush to break the ramp open and walk in with a million zealots. Yeah, I mean, that would be really fun. I think if I YOLO'd that right now, that it would be an absolute disaster. You guys know I like my freestyle. My freestyle with Protoss is definitely a little bit worse, so not super confident in executing that right now. Now, our opponent is very high MMR, 6327, I think I saw. And why PvP scares me the most in this challenge is because PvP is cheesy anyway. Like, I'm gonna do a cheese, and even if I do a really weird cheese, it's probably something he's seen before. Like, it's just not that easy to do a cheese that throws off a Protoss player. Now, he's blocking my second gate a little bit. That's annoying. There we go. We'll put that down. I think we need 2 in gas, if I remember correctly. Now, I'm not sure what I should use my chrono on. I feel like I should chrono my probes. Just... Oh, he's gonna steal my gas. Okay, well then I'll put another one in gas here. That is gonna stop my plans a little bit of going for a proxy. Maybe I should do like just an absolute psycho 4 or 5 gate instead. That would actually be pretty sick. I don't know if it would work, but I can give it a shot. Now, where should I proxy a pylon? I'm just gonna proxy it about here. Is he gonna see this if he comes by here with the probe? I'm not sure. I do feel like in PvP you always scout for the proxy because proxies are so common. I can't imagine him not crossing, or at least trying to look for it. So what I'm afraid of is that he tries to look here with the probe and he passes by. Now we'll see. I guess, can you see the chrono on my cybercore? I'm not quite sure. I'm just gonna make a pylon on the low ground too. I guess if I do it this way, I should probably go for adepts and also go for extra gateway. So this guy's being very annoying. This is the typical annoying PvP that makes me very happy that I'm not a Protoss player, by the way. Like, I hate this freaking, like, gas stealing, pylon blocking nonsense. It's not exactly my jam. Now, how many adepts should I really make? Let's see, I'm just gonna make more gates here. Can I really afford 5 gateways? I might be able to, actually. Should I kill the pylon or should I just go for it? There we go. This one gate, I want to make 1 gate here, but that's going to make me even more exposed. I'm just going to YOLO it right there. Let's go. Who cares, guys? We're in the deep end now. We might as well, you know, go absolutely full YOLO here. Make another pylon down here. I could imagine he probably has stalkers. I mean, at this point, he knows I'm all-inning him. There's absolutely no doubt about it, right? He's not a silly goose. I'm not going to shade that far, so I don't lose... I think you lose 1 adept to a stalker. I'm not completely sure. I guess we can make 2 more. And then maybe I can warp 5 stalkers at once. That's the plan. This is probably the most scuffed all-in I've ever done. Like, that's a fake Phoenix, I imagine, which means he has sentries. Oh, he's on 1 base. Wow, okay. Doesn't even have... Oh, he just flew over all of my gateways. Yeah, that is a little bit problematic, I guess you could say. At least I'm pretty sure I saw the Phoenix fly over here. Yo, the timing of this is pretty nuts, actually. Look at these gates. They're actually going to finish perfectly in time. What a timing here, guys. I guess my freestyle did, you know, prove to be pretty powerful in the end. Now let's get 2 more adepts here, I suppose. There is... Wait, is that a real Phoenix? There's no way he's real, right? Why would he go for a real Phoenix? No, exactly, okay. Actually, one thing I was wondering about is if hallucinated units charge energy at the same rate. Like real and hallucinated, they charge energy at the same rate. Maybe that could be a giveaway. Now let's see what he has up here. Probably a lot of... Well, a battery at least, I would hope. Okay, so he does have a good amount of stuff. I'm just gonna make some more adepts. Yeah, this is actually the biggest problem here. Let me try to get that sentry. And then he's gonna... You know, I don't have gas. I'm gonna have to warp in freaking zealots here, which is really weird. There's the overcharge. So we're gonna back off momentarily. Overcharge absolutely, you know, unkillable at... yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's nothing you can do against an overcharge early on. Now we're gonna shade it with adepts. I could either go for the probes or... try to make something happen in a real fight. See, I'm making a few more Zealots. I guess I can Chrono 1 on my gateways. I mean, my Stalker's actually getting a good amount of damage. The Zealots are getting in too. Look at the Zealots, by the way. The Zealots are actually surprisingly fragging here. Let's get 2 more Stalkers on the board. He's gonna lose a few Stalkers here too, I think. Like the ones in the mineral line over here. There we go. I'm gonna make a pylon here just to maybe scare him a little bit. He might get another overcharge soon. Not yet though. Can I get that Stalker too? Oh, I actually killed so many Stalkers here, guys. Is this working? There's absolutely no way this is a build that works, guys. This would be an illegal victory, I think, if this worked. Well, let me micro that one back a little bit. Warp a few Zealots here. He's gonna lose that Stalker. He's gonna lose another Stalker here. Let's see, the overcharge is up now, so I need to be very careful with this. Just warp a few more units here. Unless he Chrono boosts, but I can't imagine that he goes for a Chrono boost here. Just gonna try to kill a bunch of probes, and there's the overcharge. Let's see, I might as well just keep targeting these probes. There's a Dark Templar in my... He went for DTs behind us. Oh, that is absolute insanity. But there's nothing I can do against it. And I think, even though this attempt was epic, I think we're barely not going to win here. That's pretty crazy that he went for DTs, by the way. I wonder if he did that reactively because of the... Maybe I should have tried to make a robo somewhere, but I guess I didn't really have a choice here. He does have 2 more Stalkers, he does have 2 DTs here, and that's going to be it. 6 minutes, and we have clearly lost. And I actually enjoyed the hell out of this PvP. Normally, you know, I saw PvP on the loading screen, I was like, you know, this is going to suck, you know, this is going to be lame. This guy is going to destroy my cheese. But this cheese actually had some potential. I wonder if I could have won it if I went for a... reactionary robo. So let's look at the Phoenix, right? The Phoenix saw what I was doing, and he has a proxy. Oh no, well actually it's hard to say. Was he gonna go for that Dark Shrine anyway? Or just because he saw my gateways? Because at this point, he knows I have 5 gates. There's 1 gas. I'm never gonna have detection. It makes sense. I think it was risky because he almost died, but it makes sense. But if he didn't have those DTs, we actually would have won this game. Let me scroll back. I'm just gonna show this for 1 second, and then we'll continue the next game. No worry about it. At this point, I could have considered making a robo. He had 1 DT in my main. I was never gonna mine again. And I would have had to win the game with these amount of units. He had another DT here. Yeah, I don't think it would have happened because these DT would have killed all of our units anyway. Really enjoyable PvP for me personally. Let's keep it going. All right, second game is against Soon, the Terran player. Now let's see what race we get. We're playing on Waterfall. Pretty decent Terran map, I would say. And we got Terran as well. What am I gonna beat Mr. Soon with? I feel like the last time we played on this map, we played an absolutely incredible, weird TVT where I was trying to all in with Marauders and I had to like flying around the base and I barely won. Probably want to win a little bit more comfortable than that. But how are we gonna do it? Actually, if you guys watched my ESL Cup video recently, or well, multiple videos, because it was quite the run. I did have a cool build there. Now, this is not played on the new patch notes, of course, so we don't have the new Raven and the new Liberator and all that. But I went for a 1-1-1 with a proxy starport and just tried to kill him as fast as possible with a proxy Liberator Reaper Hellion at the front. And it's actually worth trying, because I do think this build is quite strong. It's not very common anymore. A lot of people will probably have forgotten about it. And then we'll see how it goes. Now, I'm not doing a proxy. I also... Last game, I completely forgot to tell my race to my opponent. That actually could have helped me out a little bit. Because in PvP, you don't scout that early normally. And you actually don't... you know, I don't want to get scouted that early. Because then I can move my probe out without being seen. I don't get my freaking gas stolen. So last game, it would have been nice. This game... yeah, it doesn't really matter. My build is just going to look normal, so it doesn't really matter if he scouts me or not. I'm just going to have a proxy starport. Oh, I did forget to scout myself. I guess scouting yourself is always a little bit of a, you know, a funny thing when you're playing random, because you don't want to be the one giving away your race, right? At least in some scenarios, but here he scouted me already anyway. And that's when I realized, oh crap, I probably should have scouted myself. Actually, in this scenario, might as well just go straight for the proxy. If I get seen, that would be pretty tragic, but I think in any case, if I scouted his base, I would lose this SUV to a Reaper, and that's tragic. Now, one thing we have to keep in mind is more and more people are gonna know who we are. My name is Don't Trust Me. It's a very recognizable name. Maybe I should switch the portrait to make it less recognizable. But more and more people are gonna recognize me, and they might start scouting for cheese or just assuming that I'm cheesing, which they would be correct in, of course, so... I really hope this proxy starport doesn't get seen. Now, I do have a follow-up to the Liberator. In my ESL Cup video, I went for Ravens. And even though we don't have the faster building Raven in this patch, I'm still gonna give it a shot. Because I might get in there with like a tank push if I don't kill it with my first attack. Obviously, that's ideal. It's always very scary for me because I'm looking at the clock and like, oh, I have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, you know. Now, I'm still experimenting with like different rules. I know a lot of you guys don't really mind if the rules are like bent a little bit or whatever in the speedrunning SC2, especially because I'm playing at such a high MMR. This account is higher than my main account, by the way, if you forgot about it, about 100 MMR higher after that loss we just had. So yeah, it's pretty impressive. But I did have a few rules. And I'll just be trying out different ones. Now, one of the rules I had, if you guys remember, was to maybe just pull my SCVs at 6 minutes. Against Terran, that is absolutely terrible, however, so I might do a different rule here. Another rule that I was thinking of is that I maybe just can't retreat out of the base. So I can't really back off and then gather another attack, then go if it's like 6:30. I need to make sure my units are always in the base, and that might be the thing that signifies that my attack is still going. I think that makes a lot of sense too, but we'll have to see. Now I'm gonna go for a crazy follow-up here by making a second barracks because, you know, I do have to kill him pretty fast no matter what. He has a bunker. Ooh! He was playing Reaper Expand. That is actually such a good point that I forgot about. I should have told him my race just for that reason, because if you play against random, you will always go for a Reaper Expand as Terran, and that means you have a bunker. Now, it's not necessarily... Oh, okay, I heard something jumping. I thought it was me for a second. Or I thought it was, you know, his units jumping to my main. I think we're just gonna run past. He has a lot of Marines in the natural. Might not have that many in the bunker. There's a really cool wall off by him, by the way. Well done. Now let's try to get behind the mineral line for a good fight. Or as good of a fight as we can get. Let's go. Fight looks pretty decent here. I don't have a Raven building yet because I didn't quite have the gas. But, ooh, I actually missed that gas. I was making a depot with that one. Let's try to run out with these remaining units, sorry. Liberator is still going ham. That mineral line was actually not mining at all during all of this. But in the end, not that much damage was done, guys. And especially because he's playing Reaper Expand, his economy is looking very healthy. And now I somehow have to build up from all these scraps to a competitive and perhaps more than competitive army in just 1 minute and 20 seconds. Not sure if I'm going to manage that, but I'll try my best. These Reapers always have a little bit of potential, a little bit of out micro potential, so maybe there's something to find there. Let's see what he has. Could also be a siege tank that we're going to find. Oh, he does have a cyclone? Why didn't he use it? I guess he made it after the tank. That is kind of nice for us. I mean, the second tank would have been scarier for an island like this, but, you know, he did kill a Reaper there after all, so I guess a little bit painful. Now I'm gonna get one more tank out. I'm gonna have one interference matrix. Is it gonna be enough to break him? Now there's a few potential moves here that could win us the game. One of those is, if he doesn't have his Cyclone / Viking at the front, I could siege my Liberator on top of his tank. Well, there's no anti-air near and kill it. And that could be a little bit of a game-winning move. Now, I might actually pull... You know what? I might actually pull my SCVs here because this... Let me see if the tank is here. Don't see the tank there. I'm trying to find the tank. It's a little bit hard, but... Here, let's see. Is the tank anywhere here then? Okay, we got a nice shot off. He has a tank there. I think I'm just gonna go for it, guys. The 6-minute SCV pull, I think, is the rule I'm gonna apply because I don't think I can break this any other way. I can perfectly make one more tank. That is very nice. Here we go. 6 minutes. Or well, I pulled him at 5:59, but that's okay. There we go. I can make a few more Marines. This is actually so... If he loses to this, he's gonna be upset. I can tell you guys that much. This is not the kind of build you want to lose to in the TVT. I mean, in this case, he's playing for a lot of MMR because my MMR is quite high, right? Oh, I'm gonna get a tank there. That is massive. I'm gonna get a Viking too, actually. I'm gonna get a bunch of these Marines as well. And that was beautiful. Now, maybe we can go into the natural now. I'm gonna use this Liberator. Here we go. There must be a tank right here. I'm just gonna YOLO it. Oh, did I just barely miss that? I also don't have a Matrix yet. Here we go. The SCVs are pulled. The Liberator is barely out of position, sadly. Maybe it's gonna do some damage to the other units that are coming down. Here we go. Does he? I think he has one more tank. Yeah, he's one more tank there. I just have to go for it, though. There's no other option here. Let me get a Liberator shot on that. Not sure if it worked or not. Wait, those tanks are not in range! Oh no! I never thought that would be the case. I thought they were close enough. That is an absolute tragedy. And now I'll just have to go. I have one... Oh wait, that tank survived on 1 HP. That is massive. I have one more auto turret here, by the way, that's about to spawn. Or I'm about to have energy for, rather. These Vikings are gonna die. I'm on top of the mineral line, guy. There's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way this worked. He has 3 command centers. What am I supposed to say, guys? He is making a unit from this factory, but nothing is coming out. There's a few Marines here. And at this point, it is a little bit tricky. There's some mules landing on my arc. He was actually trying to block my pathing there, I believe. More mules landing. 5 mules saved up, but that is not going to save you. Tank is going to go down, and that is going to be a crushing defeat. And the 6-minute SCV pull actually freaking worked. And I love that because this is like the most suggested rule. I saw this rule a lot of times. I have a few different rules to like make it fair. Pulling the SCVs at 6 minutes to or start the final attack seems really fair, and I can't believe it worked. We busted a Terran with a bunker, with siege tanks, with a wall, with a freaking 1-base SCV pull. Has this happened before? Maybe in Bronze League 9 years ago, but definitely not at my level. And I'm very proud of this one. Let's go to game number 3. Alright, oh my goodness, game number 3 is against the 645 Zerg player, a pro Zerg. And luckily we got Terran, because that's gonna give us our best chance. I'm gonna tell him I'm Terran, just because he is a really good player, and I think it would be fun to try a really straight up cheese here. Now what am I gonna do? It's a small map. I'm trying to think if there's another really extreme cheese that I haven't tried yet, because realistically, there must be a ton of them, right? Like there's, you know, I've done I mean, at this point, to be fair, I say that. I've done a freaking proxy Thor hell battle in. Are there really any builds I haven't tried? I don't know. But I guess we'll try to figure out something else. Now, I didn't go for a proxy Rax, so the most logical choice is another kind of hell battle in. I would love to do a really weird all-in with ghosts. But can you really all-in with ghosts? There are some really cool builds with ghosts for sure. But typically they're gonna finish the game a little bit later than 6 minutes. Now, in some rules that's okay. But ideally I have a build that actually tries to end it early. And then if I have to apply a 6-minute rule, I do that after, right? That is a way more comfortable way to do it. So I think I'm just gonna go for... You know, I'm freaking guys. I'm gonna go for a ghost hell battle and I'll see what I can afford. Ideally, I play against non-banelings and I go for like some kind of SCV pull. That is what I have in mind right now. Does that even work? I don't know. Something I'm a little bit conflicted by here is that Ratata is a very good player. He's also a pretty cheesy player. He loves his roach all-ins. On a smaller map like this, I think there's a very good chance we're just gonna hit by the roach bomb, and then if I'm, you know, walking some hellbats across the map, it's not gonna be very pleasant to say the least. Now we'll just scout. I'm gonna go for a Marine first, which is not the best opener against Zerg in my opinion, but it's gonna give me a little bit more gas rather than making a Reaper, and that way maybe I can afford an extra ghost, an extra factory. In the most extreme case. Probably not a factory, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so he's already playing pool first. I kind of forced to make a second Marine here. I think it's okay. Scariest part is going to be the follow-up, which could be roaches. Only 60 gas mine. If he goes for roaches, it's not going to be the strongest build ever. Overlord flew in a little bit deep, so I'm going to be able to damage that. This is actually very nice, by the way, because this Overlord could be the one to scout my follow-up all-in. And now he's not as likely to come back in, because he's going to be red HP. There we go. 27 health on that Overlord. I do think he... Did he make 4 or 6 Zerglings? I'm actually not 100% sure. I think it was 4. But if it's 6, we might be in a little bit of trouble with only 2 Marines, but we'll see. I'm going to get the Ghost Academy going here. And then, is there anything else I can add to this? I have one factory that's going to be making Ghost. Hellion, sorry. I have one barracks that's going to be making Ghost. Can I add anything onto that? Resource-wise? I'm not sure. I'm already a little bit tight on resources, as you can see. I could technically go for Cloak. That sounds a bit too absurd, though. Can I really get Cloak Ghost out and make them meaningful? Like, realistically, if my Hellbats get cleaned up, I'm already gonna be sad. It's not like I'm gonna be, well, at least I have 2 Ghosts tickling his queens. You know, like, you use the energy on the snipe, you don't have a lot of energy left for Cloak, and even if you did, you're basically just deleting your snipes from the board by wasting that energy. Let's get a Ghost up here. And I guess the only way to make this into a big all-in is by doing an SCV pool. I could also add a starport to go for a medevac, maybe, making this a little bit stronger. But keep in mind, I also still need to make an armory and another ghost. So if I make a starport as well, I don't think I can quite afford it. Let's just see how it goes. I do think a starport here could be okay. If I want to, let's say I'm aiming for a 3 ghost timing attack, like as close to 6 minutes as possible to make my attack as strong as possible, then I think I can actually go for the starport. So that's why I have built it. Obviously, I do need to hide those ghosts. Don't want to be seen by a random freaking Zergling running into my base. That's usually how Zerg scout, so that would be a little bit tragic. I do have to say, if he's the one to attack me, and I'm defending with ghosts, I can actually snipe the Ravagers and stuff, right? So that would be pretty neat. Okay, so he has this third base. That's good to know. I haven't seen a lot of drones yet. Let's see, what should I make first? The medevac? I think I'm going to make the medevac first. I think it takes 3 more seconds to build. Oh, actually, just 1 more second to build, so that's not going to make a big difference. I still need to afford the armory as well, though, I believe. Yeah, I don't have the armory yet. Let's see. Yeah. This is what I hate about good Zergs, by the way. They put their queens in the right position. They don't, like, move them back and forth. And it's so hard to actually find an entrance. You know, there's just 2 queens just, like, staring me down everywhere I go, and there's no entrance. That's really annoying. Freaking good players, man. Isn't it the worst, guys, when your opponent is just very good at the game? It's pretty annoying, let me tell you guys. Now, the armory is not yet finished, but it is probably still a good timing to attack. Should I pull the SCV? Ah, I'm just gonna do it. I think I have enough money to keep building units in the back, and then I can pull the final amount of workers when 6 minutes hits. That's the plan. If you hunt for Banelings, that's gonna be a little bit rough. If I can get a bunch of queens from the first wave. Oh, this is looking pretty good. Here we go. 2 queens dead. Nice. Maybe another one. That's another one dead. Let's see. Can we get one more? That one's also dead. Okay, we got a bunch of queens here. I don't know if he has anything here, guys. My SCVs are not with me yet. Let's pull these bad boys now. Let's get that queen as well. There we go. Oh, a little bit of splitties. Time for some splitties. There we go. I did have a... Oh, there's the medevac. For a second, I thought I lost it. I was like, where the hell's my medevac? And are we actually going to bust him with this absolutely absurd 550 attack? Now, 6 minutes is in. So just let me do some splitties on these Hellbats, making sure they don't all die to just a few Banelings. And once the Banelings are gone, there's not too much you can do about it. Now, I'm going to do one trick here. I'm gonna hold position. Actually, I still need to do some splits. I was gonna block the ramp. I did fail doing it, so that's unfortunate. He is still holding, kind of. I think we have one, but it's very close here. Let me just make sure to get the last Baneling. There's a few drones trying to escape. We're not gonna allow that, of course. And there we go. We're really in here. He's trying to make a spine crawler. That was a spore, actually, on the other side. Look at my... Oh, my SCVs. Can we get a surround? Not quite. That would be funny. He could have killed all the SCVs too, but instead he was like, no, I have to win. Which makes sense, of course. Now, there's a little army over here. I can send these to the bottom side. And these should probably be going into the main now. There we go. You guys can attack this base to deny the mining. You guys can go into the main. Do need to keep in mind he has a bunch of Banelings there. So I'm just going to try to surround as well as possible. Or split rather, not surround. Surround is the worst thing you can do. Okay, do some splitties. There we go. Oh. There we go. I saved the queen. Or I sniped the ghost. I could snipe the queen. Now he still has these drones available, but it's not really going to amount to anything. He still has a few Banelings here. If he's not paying attention, I can snipe them. There we go. 2 Banelings sniped. Few more splitties. And that's going to be it. What a few games it was, wasn't it? First game, PvP. Usually not my favorite matchup, but it was epic. Second game in the TVT, we wanted an absolutely ridiculous SCV pool against a Terran that was completely set up. And now we beat a 6-4-5 Zerg doing a Ghost Hellbat SCV pool that went on for, I want to say, almost 2 minutes. Yeah, incredible victories. Even the loss I enjoyed, so it was a really good episode. I was a little bit tired. I was worried we wouldn't get the best games today, but in the end, amazing games. I really enjoyed it myself. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. 41 workers killed. Units lost looking absolute... He lost 8k resources in 7 minutes? That feels like it's a record almost. How do you even have that many resources to lose? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all for the next one. Adios.